thank you for joining me for yet another unboxing video, and this is the 5th in a series regarding the gift calendar games brought to you by Mantic Games. Again, this was a Kickstarter that I backed. It came with 5 gift calendar games, and this is the 5th one. Today we're going to be talking about Barroom Brawl, the festive advent calendar game. Welcome to Barroom Brawl Holiday Special. Welcome to my bar, adventurers. Get the food and drink back to your friends, avoiding spillages. Make sure the bouncer doesn't see you and don't go shoving the other guests. The first party to have a full table gets drinks on the house. Behind the 24 doors, very dungeon, you'll find a daily surprise, which builds all you need to play the fun festive game of Tavern Mayhem, Barroom Brawl. The first table laden with drinks and food wins the game. Outdo the other guests to be named pub champion. Again, you're going to get some miniatures, you're going to get some terrain, you're going to get some tokens and dice that are needed to be played in the Barroom Brawl Festive Edition. Again, this was released in 2025 as a Kickstarter. And for more information about this, you can go to manticgames.com. So, let us crack this bad boy open and see what kind of goodness we have inside the box. And just like every other game, we open up the box. Ooh, this is a little different because the game board is actually attached to the box. So one thing we're going to have to do here, I'm going to have to cut that along the line there to preserve the game board itself. That's different than all the other games. That's actually pretty cool. They should have done that with all the games, but that's okay. That's here nor there. So let's flip this over real quick so we can take a look at that right here. So you've got numbers 1 through 6, it appears, and it does appear to be a festive box, or I should say a festive bar. You've got bar stools over here. You got the bar itself. You've got staircases, it looks like. Got some tables. You got table 2, 4. So you got 3 tables you got to fill up. Makes sense. And then you got right there. Okay. Very, very cool. And then again, we have all of our days of the calendar, the 1st through the 24th. So, as I always say, let's get cracking on this. Now, these are much bigger doors than usual. So, blizzow. Door number 1. That is a very, very, very large table. That's awesome. So we need, I'm assuming that's a table, or is that a barricade? Maybe it's a barricade. Not quite sure. Maybe it's the bottom part of the bar. We have to build it. Not sure. So it's either a table or it's a barricade of some type. So it looks maybe like a barricade. I'm not sure though. So we're gonna have to figure that out. So there's number 1. Number 2. Back to a normal size door. We have our first patron of the bar. Looks like a goblin. Okay, there's your first patron. Then we have number 3. There it is. Another small door. We have some tokens. Looks like it's plates of food and packages. So we have some, I'm not sure if that looks like a turkey or maybe a food there. And then we got some silverware. So this is what you're gonna be picking up and moving around. Then over here, you've got some packages as well. So it looks like you have some food, some packages, and you have some utensils. So that's very, very cool. Again, you're gonna need these tokens for the game. So we got some tokens for the game, very cool. Then we're gonna take a look at number 4. Another piece of terrain. It looks like it's a bench. Very cool. Everybody needs a place to sit. We get number 5. We have another character. Looks like a dwarf with a chicken leg and a cup of mead, it looks like. That's very cool. I'm assuming that's, yeah, it looks like a chicken leg. I'm assuming that's a chicken leg, but it may not be. It might be a turkey leg. All right, there you go, because it looks a little bigger than a chicken leg. So let's say it's a big turkey leg he's got there. Right, I'm digging the figures so far a lot. The train's cool too, but the figures really are catching that holiday spirit. So we got number 5. Let's take a look at number 6. Again, a normal size door. So it appears that numbers 1, 12, 22, 11, 14, and 18 are all larger size doors. Oh, what do we got here? Some sort of basket or a light fixture. I'm not sure what that is, or maybe some flowers. I'm not sure what that is exactly. That is a terrain piece that we're gonna figure out what that's all about. Okay, so it stands up nicely, so we're gonna put that over the, oh. Come on now. So it looks like that's a piece that I may base. All right, there you go. So that's number 6. Let's take a look at number 7. Little baggie here. Let's open the baggie. Ah, we have some crates. Oh, something for the bar. Some casks with spigots on them. Very cool. Then we're going to be moving on to number 8. Number 8, a small door. We have another one of those spindly things. Not sure what that is again. The head on that one's a little heavier. All right, so I'm just going to lay that down because it is a little heavy, head heavy. So like I said, I'm going to have to base that one. Number 9. Some more terrain in the bag. Let's see what we got here. Oh. A lot of small little things. Could be food pieces. Yeah, cups, chairs. Some small chairs, a stool. So it looks like some food there. Cups here. Some 2 stools, 2 chairs. Not sure what that is. And some bottles. And looks like maybe some gold pieces. All right. So very, very cool. Again, 2 chairs, 2 stools, Looks like maybe some logs on a fire, maybe. I'm not sure what that is. I get some bottles here and then some gold coins, it looks like. So that's cool. So that's everything that goes over there in number 9. Okay, now we're rolling on to number 10. 10. And we have another adventurer. Looks like possibly a sorcerer. Looks possibly elven. Not quite sure. But there you go. Now 11 is another big door. And we have a big hearth. That's really cool. That's really cool. Nice little fireplace. Oh, maybe that piece goes in there as the logs in there. Where did that one go? Yeah. It probably goes right in there like that. Yep. Like I thought, it was some coals. So that's cool. So you can keep it out, or you can put it, you glue it in there, however you want to do it. That's very cool. Very, very cool. I'm going to put this little piece with that as well. Now I'm going to keep it in here because we're keeping track of where things are. Again, these are little chairs, stools, some little pieces of food, stuff like that over there. Okay. And then we're going to move on to number 12, which is another large door. When you get large doors, you know that means it's going to be a large table. You're going to be putting those goods on top of, so that's very cool as well. So you got the big table for door 12. Push this over. I'm just going to slide over here just a little bit so you can see things just a little better. Okay. Then we're moving on to number 13. So we're halfway home. Got number 13. And 13 is another figure. Looks like possibly a barbarian, female barbarian. Very, very cool. Very, very cool figures. Very cool. And then we're rolling on to number 14, which is, again, a large door. Move that up like that. We got a large door, means we have a large piece of furniture. Another table. A large circular table. Very, very nice. Really digging the terrain. Okay. And now we need number 15. Just back down to normal size again. What game would be complete without some dice? Some blue and green D6s. Very cool. Should have been red and green. Is that red and blue, or is that green? That is green, maybe. That is green. It comes off on the camera as blue, but it actually is green. So that's cool. They have red and green. Just in time for the holiday season. We're a little bit early here on the channel, but that's okay. I have to do these videos when I have time off from work, so that's when I get these things done. So we're moving on to number 16. Because again, this is for fun. This is not, I don't make money off this channel, so I don't make anything off this channel. And nobody gives me anything. So here we go, some more items. That looks like it's some alcohol. You got some mead or beer. Got some plates of food. And you're going around trying to not drop anything, and you're trying to load up your supplies for your guests. That's the whole thing behind this. So again, lots of cool tokens. Very, very cool. So put those all right over here in 16. Got lots of those. So you got food, you got wine, you got beer. So there you go. So we're rolling on to number 17. And we have some larger tokens. We have some small tokens, and now we got, I want to say medium-sized tokens. These aren't large. All right, looks like you got, looks like you splatted and dropped your plates or your drinks. So this might be just spillage. Okay, so you got 2 blue, 2 red, 2 green. Front and backs are the same. All right, so it looks like there's a possibility of having 4 teams. Blue team, a green team, a red and yellow team. There you go. So you got those there. And then we're rolling on to number 18, which again is another rather large door. And a large door gives you a large piece of terrain. Looks like you got some wines and spirits. So stuff for the bar. Very cool, very nice. Okay, we're going to pull the camera back just a little bit more, and we're in the last stages here. So we're at 18, we're now number 19. And we have, I guess, a player 1, Barroom Brawl. So we got a large token, so I'm assuming that's player 1 token. And then we're going to hit number 20. Which are some more tokens. Looks like maybe serving trays. Maybe the serving trays, I'm not sure. But again, you got 4 different players. You got 4 different colors. So there you go. Again, it's yellow, red, green, and blue for that as well. So we're going to move on to 21. So far we have 4 figures. Now we're adding a 5th into there. Looks like a dwarf barkeep. Maybe that's your bartender, and he's got some kind of animal with him. Can't quite make out what that is, but we got that guy. So okay, he's awesome too. So that's really cool. So we're going to move on to number 22, which is once again a large door. When you get a large door, you get a large table, which is very cool. Okay, so you got 2 large tables. You have, I think that's the bar. I think this thing here is the bar. I think that's the bar. That's going to be the bar. I believe we put it that way. And the barkeep's going to stand behind that. So that's what I think is going to happen there. But again, got to look at the rules and figure this out. Then we have number 23. Another bench. And last but not least, don't forget the rules, it says. Don't forget the rules. We have our 6th and final figure. We have a human-sized fighter, paladin, cleric. Not quite sure what he is. But he has a chalice in hand. Looks like he could be wearing royal robes. Looks like he has full suit of armor underneath that. So he looks like he's going to be pretty powerful. So there you go. That's a really cool figure. Really, really, really cool figure. So you get lots of terrain. You get your 2 dice. You get all your tokens and all your terrain. That's really, really cool. That's a really nice package. Now it says there's a rule book here somewhere. Got to figure out where the rule book is. So give me a second while I try to figure this one out. Because normally they have a side where you can actually open it up, and this one doesn't seem to have that, so I'm gonna have to pop this open here. That's a little trickier. I found the rules. Okay, got it open. Okay, so the game board I thought was on the outside of the box, but actually it was on the inside. So let's take a look at this. Good. This is, again, nice small board. Very cool. You got a bunch of stools here. You got where the fireplace is going to go. All right. Then you have your 2 large tables, and your circular table is going to go there, and that's where you're going to want to put your items on there. You got your benches there. You got your stools and chairs around this one. All right. And then over here, you've got your casks over here and your barrels. So all these things that I'm showing you on here, we have the terrain for them, which makes it really, really cool. It's going to give you that 3D effect on the board, which is really, really cool. Really, really, really digging that. That is awesome sauce. I really like that. Okay, cool. And then, of course, you've got the Barroom Brawl on the back, and there are all your characters. So there you are. This one's carrying a candy cane, but that one is not carrying a candy cane. Or maybe that's supposed to be that. But anyway, so there you have the actual game board, which is really cool. And then we're going to do the last part here. We're going to shift this over just a little bit so we can see everything. And we've got the rules, so let's see what the rules have to say. Barroom Brawl. It's the holiday season, and you are spending your hard-earned gold on a festive feast for your friends at the Green Oak Tavern. But wait, it looks like everyone has had the same idea. Determined to make sure your table of friends has the best evening, you must collect as much as you can and get it back to your table before the tavern runs out. So you got your item tokens, which we saw already. We got your furniture. It's telling you where to put everything. Okay. The door squares. The bouncer. All right. Goes in number 2. Number 1, you have the barkeep. Goes in number 1. All right. Tells you where these go. The furniture, item tokens. Again, it says home tables are placed here in the order of the players choose. The different color that we saw there already. Place the number of item tokens shown into position around the board. There are your item tokens, and they're telling you where to put them. All right, that's very cool. Then the game setup. Here's your game board again. Rounds, turns, and movement. Again, gives you instructions on that. Your actions, you can collect items, you can bank items, you can grab items, and get out of my way. Then, of course, we saw that other little token, which is the spillages. So that's these right over here. Does it look like this? That's your spillages. Yep, I thought it was. That's your spillages. And we flip to the last page. The end of the round, what the barkeeper does, the Goblin Bouncer. And it says the game ends. As soon as a player has 5 different item tokens on their home table, the game ends and they win. The rules above assume a game involving 4 players. For games involving only 3 players, adjust the available item tokens to collect as follows. 3 players, 3 plus 3 bar tokens, back wall tokens, side wall tokens, tokens to win 4, and then 5. Then banished. If a player is banished from the barroom, remove their hero from the board. On their next turn, they may attempt to re-enter play from any one of the 4 door squares on the sides of the bar, counting the square they choose to start on as the first point of their movement. First roll a die. On a score of 4 or more, they may re-enter play and proceed as normal. On a score of 3 or less, however, they must miss a turn. They may re-enter automatically on their next turn. They do not need to roll again, only missing 1 turn. So it's 4 pages of rules, and there's for your Barroom Brawl. And that's everything that's included. And this concludes our unboxing of Barroom Brawl, a festive advent calendar game brought to you by the good people over Mantic. For more information, go to manticgames.com. Again, this game is for 4 players. And as always, thank you so much for joining me for this unboxing video. It's truly appreciated. If you enjoyed the video, you could always give us a thumbs up and leave a comment below. You could also hit that subscribe button. This way you're kept up to date as to any time we release new content to the page. As always, thank you so much for joining us. Be safe, be well. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll catch you on the next unboxing video.